Bono region, Sunyani. Sunyani is the capital town of Bono region and the Sunyani Municipal District. The city consists mainly of the Bono tribe and has a population of over 74,240 inhabitants. In Sunyani, charges of high taxes was a major problem that affected businesses' production and profit rates. We engaged 12 companies, and for my interaction, one key organization was the Regional Football Association. We noticed a budding culture for sports, that is, football, amongst the local youth.
With our engagement in Sunyani, one of the key challenges that were hindering businesses was the high charges of taxes. And this was having a toll on their businesses in terms of like the production rates and the marginal profit that they were making. Also, we realized that there were practice of maize farming on the outskirts of Sunyani in terms of the heart of town. We also visited 12 organizations, most dominantly were popular businesses, followed by health institutions as well. We also visited some media firms as well as some food processing firms as well.
Sunyani, being the breadbasket of the country, agriculture is the main source of economic activities in Sunyani. One of the biggest markets in the Middle Belt is Nana Bosoma market located in Sunyani. Women are solely into buying and selling of farm produce in this market. Agro-processing is a business venture that has not been explored. The culture mindset is geared towards education and white-collar jobs. Opportunities for entrepreneurial summits are high to enable the youth to venture into businesses. The media, though strong, especially radio, needs capacity building for their personnel. The Center for National Culture has the potential to support training of the youth together with the hubs.
In Sunyani, we were able to map our 10 organizations, dominant being radio again. Unfortunately, one thing that we found out was that women were not really into entrepreneurial things or innovative things. It was a bit shocking to get to know that though the region, which is mainly known as the breadbasket and has a lot of agricultural activities, did not have much of agro-processing going on. It was more of a produce farm products, sell it to the public. That was mainly what was going on. When we engaged the media houses, we got to know that there was a little bit of deficiency on the part of the media in terms of getting to know how to use the media, the powerful platform the media has to project businesses. So issues were raised about how media houses did not know how to convey messages of brand promotion or publicity and visibility to consumers. We had the privilege of visiting the Nana Bosoma market. The Nana Bosoma market is the biggest market in Sunyani and happens to be a market where most people come on Wednesdays in particular to buy things of all kinds. In the market, you would find active women engagement in terms of economic activity. So women are selling all kinds of things. And the other thing too is that the location is close to the border. So people come in not only from Accra or Tamale or Kumasi to purchase things, but also from the Ivorian border side. We found out that though women were not into entrepreneurial ventures, there was that yearning. So the few women we engaged made us know that if there were keen training seminars or summits, such as some of these trainings in soap making or other things that women engage in to boost their skills, they would be privileged to enroll into some of these things, but it wasn't something that was happening there. But culture was very, very predominant in the region. So we went to the Center for National Culture and we got to know that culture played a huge role in the region, whereby the Center for National Culture was also doing something like what was happening in Wa. They train students and young children in basic school on skills that employable skills that have to do with poetry making, painting, bead making, and other ventures. The Center for National Culture was very interested in the project that we were running, and they expressed the desire to partner with us to be able to reach out to more educational institutions in terms of training, since they are underprivileged.
Sunyani tends to have a stream of potential businesses when harnessed. The landscape is still growing and needs support in terms of regular meetups and business development workshops. This, when organized, will boost the entrepreneurial culture.
Sunyani, I would say that the entrepreneurial ecosystem culture there is very low, which affects the kind of support that would have been given to them or would have come to that direction. Since majority of them are more focused on agriculture, not in terms of agro-business, but in terms of farm produce, whereas the existing businesses are more of what petty trade in relation to stores, selling what provisions, what have you. But it's interesting to know that the media houses there are trying to create platform for the startups there to advertise their businesses, either for a small fee or for free. But some turn down the offer of support, thinking that when they come on air to share their business, people will steal their business idea and they will go out of business. So they decline such opportunity. And there also, apart from grassroots hub, which is the only hub or space there, I suggest that they intensify their brand awareness and also leverage on the media to educate people about entrepreneurship in view to draw inspiration for those who want to move into entrepreneurship to go as a form of support against that background. If you're able to create more entrepreneurial or programs, meetups, and also celebrating the old or existing businesses that have stand the test of time, it will create that drive to have a chain of dignified entrepreneurs in Sunyani. So I visited 8 social enterprises and NGOs, 4 business advisory institutions, 5 formalized business organizations, 2 infrastructure providers.
Sunyani is the food basket of Ghana. It is noted for its agricultural potential and outputs that feeds most markets across the country and foreign markets. The ecosystem has Sunyani Municipal Assembly as its lead policy organization. The Ghana Exports Promotion Authority did not have an office in Sunyani, which is one key organization for the agri-dominant ecosystem.
So with the Sunyani ecosystem, that's in the Bono region, interestingly, this region and this ecosystem is dominated by the agriculture sector and also one of the largest baskets for agriculture produce and exports within the country. And we discovered that the Ministry of Trade and Industry is working hard to provide support for entrepreneur space, that's firms that are processing raw fruits into various fruit juices. And this was a good thing that was standing out. Since this ecosystem was an entrepreneurial space that is dominated by the agriculture processing sector, It is unfortunate rather that the Ghana Export Promotion Authority does not have an office situated there, and they would have to access those services from the Ashanti region. But we are hoping that probably with this, the ecosystem would see some change where the Ghana Export Promotion Authority would introduce or open an office within the Bono, that's the Sunyani ecosystem. Additionally, the key business support organizations providing business development services and consulting and counseling to entrepreneurs within the space were the Ministry of Trade and Industry Regional Office and the National Board for Small Scale Industry (NBSSI) that were found in the region. In terms of regulation, the key regulatory organization that was found there was the Food and Drugs Authority, and this is to ensure public health conformity. And I think it was good that at least the FDA was found there, since we have the area being dominated by food-related products. The common means of accessing services with the Bono, that the Sunyani ecosystem, was through walking, that's in person. You have to walk to the office in order to access the various services, and this is common. This is reflective of what happens across all the ecosystems in the country. And so we haven't yet been able to get the ecosystem to have services that can be provided by policy or government organizations online. With the Sunyani ecosystem, one of the key things that stood out was the fact that the ecosystem was an agri-dominant area, and more agri-processing companies were found in this ecosystem. And with this, it's unfortunate that the Ghana Export Promotion Authority does not have an office in this region, which feeds most of the parts of the country with a lot of its food needs, and also feeding the export market with a lot of produce. And so I would have been expecting that the ecosystem should have the Ghana Export Promotion Authority having a sub-office there to guide most of the entrepreneurs. But yeah, all in all, they are still working in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry to support the entrepreneurs with those same services. The key business development and counseling support services from the public side, that's the policy pillar, were the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the National Board for Small Scale Industry. In terms of finance for various entrepreneurial initiatives, yeah, we wouldn't say it's large, but then we had the presence of the MASLOC, that's NBSSI, and the Ministry of Trade and Industry providing different kinds of support to ensure that entrepreneurs are able to fit into the market and also grow. And this is interesting to know. Notable development partners operating within the Sunyani ecosystem as well were the GIZ, the Department of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development of Canada, the World Food Programme, and the United Nations Development Programme.
In Sunyani, we met many carpentry and metal fabrication workshops who have an urgent need for interns and apprentices. At the same time, we met members of the youth who are desperate in search of such opportunities. This mismatch can be resolved through deepening engagements with partner hubs in Sunyani.
Bono region, Sunyani. I consider Sunyani to be a land of opportunity. The people there are very positive-minded and are open for new ideas on how to improve themselves and make the most out of their lives. We were able to meet several skilled worker groups like the carpentry and fashion design. We were impressed to know some of the fashion institutes we met actually contacted consultants from Holland to help in improving his branding and communication skills. So we spoke to him about helping the younger generation to also learn from this and see how best they can also improve their business. Because of the relatively small nature of the Sunyani city, space is tight for business offices. As such, a lot of young people feel since they cannot afford the high cost of office space rent, they will have to be at the outskirts of the city, and that's not good to attract people to their business. So I would say if we are able to teach more digital skills, let them know that e-commerce is the way to go. If you put your businesses online, people can find it, and then you just have a delivery service delivered to their doorstep. Then you don't need to fight or compete for space within the city center to make your products available to others. During our engagement in Sunyani, we identified over 40 second cycle institutions, 5 vocational training institutes. However, the senior high schools were on vacation. As such, we couldn't really meet them to have discussions. But then the nursing training college was open and happy to have us, and are eager to have us help them set up their own hub within the institution, since nowadays a lot of nurses have to stay home for a long while before they get posted, and many of them are eager to start their own businesses instead of doing nothing at home.
Access to capital for local startups is a challenge to local entrepreneurs in the city of Sunyani. From interactions with various financial institutions and some angel investors in the city, it is as a result of institutional policies and some other risks associated with engaging with startups.
Moving from the northern sector down towards the southern sector, we got to Sunyani. We noticed that in Sunyani, it has a quite robust financial ecosystem. It's a fast-growing one. This is attributed to mining and then agricultural activities in the region. One thing we noticed was that access to capital for startups is just a bit on the low. And then the region has halted most of the timber productions, which is having a toll on those into that field, as well as carpenters and all others. We were able to engage with one international bank, one local bank, and 4 rural banks. This gave us the insights on some of the requirements needed from startups to be able to work with the financial institutions. We also got to talk to 2 local investors, Usbert, and then another one who is the one in charge of the Taiko City Hotel. We spoke to them. They are willing to invest into startups. They are willing to support startups through entrepreneurship skills training, through mentorship skills training. They monitor their businesses to take them or make sure they are towing the right paths, as well as they also give financial support to them. With the financial institutions, some of them have special loans they give out to startups. This is called the SME loans. They give it out to small businesses. With that, most of them are interest free or have low interest rates. They have low interest rates. This is sort of like helps the startups, because since they don't have much to be paying high, they don't get enough returns to pay high interest rates. When they reduce the rates for them, they are able to get the funding which they use for their businesses.